Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Ashleigh, and we are about to have a fantastic episode. Everybody's favorite topic. We will be talking about money, or why you're still broke and how to fix it immediately. If you're broke, it's not just about money. It's about the mindsets, the habits, and the decisions or choices that you make every day that influence your wealth. We're going to go through and break down exactly why you're stuck and how to change it. This topic for me is very personal because I avoided money. Like for the longest time, put it on a pedestal, thought that for some reason money just didn't come about for people like me. That was my literal core belief. Money or wealth or even abundance, if that's how you want to refer to it, just wasn't a thing for me. What? That was my mindset and it had to change. And that was one of the first places that I had to start, was changing my mindset around money. Money is, now depending on how woo you want to be or how woo you're not, maybe you just look at money as it's just a thing, it's just a tool, and which it is. To me, it's energy. Energy flows, it comes and goes, and depending on where you are, it depends on how scarce you may look at it. Now, coming from someone who spent her entire life surviving, that was I get emotional talking about it. It was my core fundamental thing. How do I survive? How do I get out? How do I get to the next thing? My next point was always surviving. I can't cry on the podcast. So I always looked at money as something above me, something that always escaped me, that I clearly just wasn't deserving of great wealth, that I didn't deserve to be in a state other than suffering, which is really sad when you think about it. So if you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, this is me. I see you. I see you, I hear you, I was you, and it is so possible to come out the other side, I promise you, but it does take work like anything. I'm not going to be snap my fingers and I went from scarcity to abundance in a split second. No, that didn't happen. What happened was a lot of goddamn work around it and my mindset and internal work that had to shift for me to be able to expand, not only expand, but when I expanded, if it touched me, I had to be able to hold it. The first time that it happened, I was like, fuck that. And I backed away real quick. So let me share this with you. Let's go through it together. Maybe like Ashleigh, I'm actually know that I deserve wealth and I'm fantastic. And, I know that money's energy, but I'm still broke. Help me. So let's talk about it all. Let's talk through it all and see exactly where I can help, how I can help, and we can go from there. Number one is broke mindset equals a broke bank account. Now, I kind of just went into it a little bit. When you grow up in a scarcity mindset, where maybe you came from a low-income household, where you were a single-family household, or money was just very scarce. Maybe it was never talked about. Money was never talked about in my house. Money was never spoken to me. I was never taught about money, so I had to teach myself. If you come from a scarcity mindset, I don't necessarily call that as a broke mindset. It's just a pattern that has lived out in your life that no longer serves you and has to change. Everybody deserves abundance. And as I say that, that's like saying it to myself as well, because I didn't think I was. That was my core fundamental belief. Did not think that somebody was like me deserved wealth, deserved money. And that was the core fundamental thing. Maybe the broke mindset comes in your spending habits. You spend way more money than you actually have coming in. Or expecting somebody else to come and save you. That, you can just be delusional in your spending and that someone else is going to come and magically go poof into your bank account. That doesn't happen. Something's always portrayed with money. So maybe your problem there is that you're just thinking way too small. If you're in a 9-to-5 and you're like, Ashleigh, I love my 9-to-5 and I don't want to own my own business, fan-fucking-tastic. Love that for you. But maybe we could look at progressing you up the corporate ladder or whatever it is within that department. Maybe you could go and ask for a raise. So many women, I see this, case in point myself as well, because didn't think I was deserving, is you underplay your worth. And this can go across in many areas, but asking for a raise, negotiating, go for it. What's the worst? No? Okay. We'll go again. We'll go somewhere else. Number two is you're not solving high value problems. So this, I kind of obviously go into the fact that if you're starting a business, you want to be able to solve big problems. If you can solve big problems, you get paid real nice and it's fantastic, right? If you're still in a 9-to-5 and you're solving big problems for people, you will get paid for it. And with the way that the world's going right now, needing to go to, a secondary education to be like, I have a degree is not needed. You have kids walking out of colleges, or not even, sorry, walking out of high school, building apps for Silicon Valley, and they're teenagers. Solve a big problem, you'll get paid big. Think small, you'll get paid small. Fundamental. Money flows to solutions. I don't care about what you're going to give me. I care about what the end result is. When somebody, I'll use this as an example with fitness, right? It's easiest. Actually, even accountant. I want to know that you can save me the most amount of money possible. I don't care about what you do in between. It's a transformation of my bank account. Someone who wants to lose weight, they don't care about what the middle part is. They care about the transformation. When people spend big money, they don't care about the in-between. They care about the solution or the problem that you are solving and what the end result is. Number 3 is you spend like the old you, not the future you. So this is financial habits. So maybe Ashleigh was like this too. If I got to choose between things that I love to do and things that I don't like to do, at the top of the list of do not like to do is cooking. I fucking hate it. Like never have I been the person who's like, I can't wait to cook a cake. My mum tried. I much rather go outside and work in the fucking hot sun than stay inside in the aircon and bake a cake. Like that's just how I am. I realized that it's a fundamental problem. And when I was dead ass broke 3 years ago, I had to suck it up, discount grocery stores, cheap fucking food, and cook myself because it was for future Ashleigh, not current, I don't want to cook Ashleigh. It was get over yourself, you're broke, you got to do something. I am of the fundamental belief to live below your means at all costs. At all costs. Sometimes I'm like, I wish how people saw me travel. But sometimes I'm like, you don't need to see. You don't need to. Where I can, will stay in very cheap accommodation because I'm not spending my time in the room except for this time because obviously I'm filming. When I travel, I don't like to spend a fortune on accommodation. I would much rather save the money for experiences or anything like that. Even when I travel long distances, flying, I'm going to pay for economy. And then I'm going to try and talk my way into first class or premium economy. I'm not paying for it though, because to me, that's a waste of money. It might not be to you, but I love to live below my means in every way possible. Living with other people, bring that rent out. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to pay all that money. The more you live like you're broke, the more money you'll have. And I've always, I'm going to take that back. I've not always been that way. Love to spend other people's money, not mine. But when it comes to experiences, I'm like, hell yes, I'm doing that shit. When it comes to a fucking Chanel handbag, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Again, preferences. You might not like experiences, but you love Chanel. Okay, great. Fantastic. Love that for you. When you're trying to get out of debt, when you're trying to get out of a place of scarcity, when you're trying to build something, living below your means and saying, I don't give a fuck what other people think is the best thing that you'll do for yourself. Shopping also used to be a coping mechanism for self, as in for myself. So when I slowly cut out all my coping mechanisms, spending was like, oh, hey. And unfortunately, during my divorce, I lived off my credit cards because I didn't have money and I had to eat. So I lived off credit cards, and that's a dangerous place to be because you're spending money that you don't have, and you have to be incredibly mindful of that. Do not recommend it. Don't recommend it. Obviously, there's time and places for things, and that was my time and place, and it needed to happen. But maybe you're not financial illiterate. I wasn't. I had no idea. Nobody taught me. It made me uncomfortable to go to a finance person and be like, hey, I know nothing. Teach me like I'm an 8-year-old, and let's do this from the ground up. As a 30-year-old. To me, it's one of the most humbling things. If you can go out and be like, I know nothing in this area, please teach me, you'll learn so much and you'll go so far. I've never been a person to pretend about things that I don't know because fuck that. But there's some level of, when it comes to money, when it came to money for me, it was some level of guilt and shame attached to it. And I think that is the case for a lot of people. And so when I reached out to my now current financial advisor and she asked me, she's like, why haven't you come to see somebody sooner? I was like, I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I had zero concept about money. And she's like, okay, well, you're here now. I was like, whoa, dear God. Imagine that you didn't judge me, right? We build things up in our heads to the point where we're like, oh, she's going to judge me. No, she won't. It's the same as when somebody came to see me for fitness. I'm not judging them. I'm proud of you for walking through the door. So if you're in a place like I was and you're like, Actually, nobody taught me about money. No idea. All I know is that every time it comes in, somehow it disappears. I don't know what I'm doing with my money, and I need to change a habit. Reach out to somebody. I'm also going to link at the bottom my budget sheet. If you want it, please take it. It's free. It'll be at the bottom of this show. Learning about money, I don't know why it scares women. I don't know. But I fundamentally believe that negotiation and money is two things that women should learn. Let's wrap this up. So we're gonna recap, right? 3 things. Number 1 is if you have a broke mindset, you'll have a broke bank account. Number 2, if you're not solving a problem, high value problems, you're probably going to get paid for small value. Money flows to solutions. And I know people don't like this, but when you solve rich people problems, you're good. And number 3, you spend like the old you, not the future you. You want to spend money like future you. If you sit back and say, in this moment is future Ashleigh, even if it's Ashleigh in 2 days' time. Doesn't have to be in 5 years. Ashleigh in 2 days' time, is she going to regret this purchase? And if the answer is yes, do not purchase it. You don't need it. One of the greatest fucking things that I love about myself is how hardcore minimalist I am. And when I say hardcore minimalist, I don't buy things I don't need. I have the same workout shoes, 2 of them, that I just pace through those fuckers until the bottom wears out, and then I buy exactly the same pair again. We get caught up in a world where we think we have to have things to fit in. We don't. We think we need to buy the latest and the greatest. We don't. What you need is to support yourself and your family, not impress people. Pretty sure that's a quote somewhere. I didn't say it, somebody else did, and I just remembered it. If you are broke, having the latest, greatest things means shit. Figure out how to get out of your financial situation to make future you in 3 weeks, 3 days, or 3 years' time proud of the fact that you did something now, today, to change where you are. And I promise you, if you can do that, future you will be so, so thankful. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment, rating, anything below. Even if you didn't like it, please tell me. Like, I'm okay with you telling me bad news. I love constructive criticism. So please let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe, come and have a chat in my DMs. And if you need help, remember the budget sheet is attached to this. And if you need further help, please reach out via my email or my DMs, or even better, come to my group coaching. See you in the next episode.